Hey, wanted to do a real quick vlog to give a shout out to my friend Brent Ward, who just subscribed to my channel. He and I worked together a lot back in the late 80s when I was working on my novella, This and That. And I'd never finished writing the story when we stopped working together, so he never got to see how the story ended. When I finally published Mangled Doves, which included the novella, he eagerly bought a copy of it so he could figure out how that story ended. But more recently, I published a collection of all the prose from Mangled Doves in a book called This and That, a novella, and other prose writings. It includes the original draft of the story, which I never revised. I just literally wrote it from beginning to end, and then just published that draft. Going into the late 80s at my next job and into the early 90s, I continued to work on a second draft of the story and never actually finished it. Started working on notes for a continuation of the story, or a rewrite of the story, and never progressed very far on that either. Started to work on some other drafts for the end of the story because I knew how it needed to end, but I didn't want to work on the beginning again because I'd already started some of that, and still didn't finish it. So, if you ever heard me talk about this novella being in its fifth childhood, that's what I'm talking about. The first draft was the first childhood. The second draft was the second childhood. The notes that never amounted to anything are the third childhood. The drafts of the end of the story are the fourth childhood. And now the story is in its fifth childhood. I'd originally planned on it being a part of a trilogy, but still haven't finished rewriting the first story. So anyway, published that in this black book for $19.99. The hardback edition is called the EpiPen edition. I priced it at $798, kind of as a giving the finger to the pharmaceutical industry, so that if I ever needed to buy an EpiPen, if one of these books sold, I would be able to afford one. Fortunately, I've never needed an EpiPen. Also, fortunately, none of the books have sold. Can't imagine why. Who would pay $798 for a nobody's novella that nobody else wants, even in paperback? But that's just for the prose in Mangled Doves. For the poetry, I published a book called Verses for the Vixen and Other Poems. It's much shorter, only $9.99. It includes all the poetry from Mangled Doves, as well as the poetry from Appearing to Study Particle Physics, and the never-before-published drafts for The River of Silence, which I still haven't finished. My wife hates the existence of this book because it's about another woman. I kind of don't blame her, but the story I gave her when I was working on it was that in all the relationships I've had before, I wanted to write about them. And when I got together with her, I said, I don't want to write this life. I want to actually live this time. So I really haven't written anything about my life with her because I'm living it, not writing it. And I think that may have been what doomed my relationships before, was that I wanted to write them. It's a common problem with authors that not many people talk about, to convert their lives into narrative while it's happening. Very dangerous thing to do. I'm getting ready to do my Pixel Dungeon video. As you can see, I've got the notes together for it. I put together a little selection of details about each game. I'm not going to give a thorough review of each game right now because I haven't really got time to play them all. Because being Christmas time and having to shop and get decorations done and everything, get the house cleaned up for Christmas, I haven't got a whole lot of time to spare right now. But I at least wanted to get together a quick video of at least showing off the games. And a simple little marketing technique, I'm going to send a link of the video to all of the developers of each game so that if they're proud of my presentation of their game, they can use it to market. And hopefully get some more eyes on the video and my channel. No, I'm not going to do the like and subscribe thing. I'm still not going to do it for that video either. I don't like the fact that every vlogger has to, oh, don't forget to do that. No, if you don't want to do it, don't. Who cares? If you want to do it, fine. But, I also wanted to show off, I finally found some Banana Moon Pies, the double-decker ones. I got it at a dollar store. There's only 3 in this box. There's not that many. Well, it was a dollar store purchase. For $1, I could get 3 big old double-decker moon pies, full size. I'm probably also going to put some links to the moon pie store in the description. But I wanted to keep this video short, just a shout out to Brent. I'm going to put links to his videos, some of his videos, in my description so I can share the distribution of stuff. But don't forget to go to the bookstore and get this and that novella. It has the drafts of the continuation of the story, or rewrite of the story, which actually turned out to be funnier than the original. But, and if you want a good poem, unfortunately it's extremely unhappy poems. Well, some of them. The Pumpkinification of Brash and Appearing Starlight Particle, that's good campy stuff. Very inspirational, very different than the stuff in Mangled Doves. But, and the River of Silence. River of Silence is pretty painful stuff too, but it's really good poetry. So that's all I needed to say, and am I done yet? Yes, I'm done. Okay, see you later, and look forward to the Pixel Dungeon video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm going to be very comprehensive, and I'll be doing that probably shortly after Christmas, so I'm probably not going to have time for anything until, well, no, maybe right around Christmas Eve or so. A couple of days before Christmas. You know how it is when you got everything all set up and say, oh, now I'll just have to wait for Christmas Day. Okay, what do I do in the meantime? It's 24 hours away. Good time to listen to that Ramones song, isn't it? Anyway, let me end this video and upload it and move on to getting ready for Christmas.